everyone. Usually there is some webcam footage to go with my WWE predictions that is on the bottom right of the screen. Unfortunately, I forgot to press record. So this is just a little heads up to tell you guys that I effed up. But I hope you enjoy the rest of this video. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye. Hello everybody, I'm Danrvdtree2000, also known as Danrvdtree2000 on Xbox Live, and we're back again for another predictions video for WWE Fastlane. And well, last time for the last WWE pay-per-view, for Elimination Chamber, I forgot to do the predictions. So I ended up doing the predictions and the reactions in one video. But today, we're going to do the predictions for WWE Fastlane. And for you guys that have not watched any of my predictions before, and this is the first time watching it, this is how I do it. As I will go through the matches and I will tell you who I think is going to win, which is who WWE has booked to win, and who I want to win, which is my own personal opinion. So, without further ado, let's get on with the first matchup, ladies and gentlemen. And, well, we can make the first lot of predictions. So let's do this. And the first match is a United States Championship rematch for whatever reason, because on Monday Night Raw we had Riddle successfully defending his United States Championship against Mustafa Ali, but Mustafa Ali gets a rematch? What the hell? What the hell is this? This is some bullshit, in my opinion. There's no need for this matchup, but we're getting it anyway, as Riddle's defending his United States Championship against Mustafa Ali. How he ended up getting this matchup when he lost against Riddle, I don't know. Maybe Riddle is just too stupid to accept this, because, I don't know, it's going to be a quick matchup regardless, in my opinion. So, who do I think is going to win this match? Well, I think it'll be Riddle. Who do I want to win this matchup? I also want Riddle to win this matchup because he's only just had the United States Championship given to him. I hope he doesn't lose it just like that, but we'll find out at Fastlane, as this is the last pay-per-view before WrestleMania, and it's going to be interesting. Very interesting, to say the least. So we'll go on to our next matchup. And the next match is gonna be Shinsuke Nakamura versus Seth Rollins. This match, no, because I have the cursor in the way, I'll take 2, 3, 2, 1, action. And the next match is gonna be Shinsuke Nakamura versus Seth freaking Rollins. Now this is a matchup that came about because of what happened on SmackDown, and this is come across because Shinsuke Nakamura is best friends with Cesaro, and when I thought that their best friend relationship imploded a few weeks ago, but apparently they still are friends. They're just not a tag team anymore. And with this whole thing going between Seth Rollins and Cesaro, their rivalry, which is obviously heading to a match at WrestleMania, this is just a matchup where somehow Seth Rollins will get some momentum heading into WrestleMania. Because, let's face it, that matchup with Shinsuke Nakamura just came out of nowhere because he got the best of them on SmackDown. I don't know. I can't see Shinsuke Nakamura winning this one. So for my predictions, I think it'll be Seth Rollins, but I want Shinsuke Nakamura. It could go either way, it definitely could be a very good matchup with this King of Strong style and the style of Seth Rollins, the architect, and also the Messiah, and just so different, former United States champion, former Intercontinental champion, in Shinsuke Nakamura, compared, and a former tag team champion in Shinsuke Nakamura as well as Seth Rollins having those exact same accomplishments of being a former Intercontinental champion, United States champion, but the difference is that Seth Rollins has managed to do the one thing that Shinsuke Nakamura hasn't done, even though Shinsuke Nakamura has won the NXT championship, and so has Seth Rollins, let's face it. Seth Rollins has done more. He's also won the WWE Championship. He's won the Universal Championship. He's won a Royal Rumble. He's headlined WrestleMania, and he's also a former Money in the Bank winner. All Seth Rollins needs to do now is become the king of the ring. Then he would have done it all in this business. So, but anyway, he's been the Messiah, so I count that as being a king in some type of form. But seriously now, he's back to the burn it down theme, which doesn't make sense to me. Because he's not burning it down, he's got the vision. And that still, to me, is like a Messiah, have the vision. So I think they should have kept the Messiah theme song for Seth Rollins, in my opinion. But anyway, I'm going on a bit here. As going off topic. And like I said, for my predictions for this matchup, I think it'll be Seth Rollins, but I want Shinsuke Nakamura. On to the next matchup. Well, this is an interesting one. It is gonna be Randy Orton versus Alexa Bliss. Now, we haven't seen a cross-gender matchup where it's been one-on-one in a cross-gender matchup. Yeah, there's been spots where in the Royal Rumbles where let's take China, who did it for the first time in her career. Then we've had Beth Phoenix, then we had Karma, then we had Nia Jax. They all entered the men's Royal Rumble at one point. Hell, if you want to count Santina being inside the ring at the same time in the women's Royal Rumble in 2019, which was just Santino in drag, but still it's technically a man. We've had Jeff Jarrett versus China. I can't remember the last time we had a full-blown man versus woman matchup. I mean, probably James Ellsworth. I was going to say James Ellsworth without James Ellsworth versus Becky Lynch. But before that, we had, I think it was Reginald versus Sasha Banks was the last time we had a full-blown matchup, and it was from a conclusion. So we have had this in the past, and apparently Triple H doesn't like these type of matches, but everyone else seems to do it. So hey, if the fans love it, because it's shocking. We've seen Randy Orton RKO women in the past. He RKO'd Nia Jax in that 2019 Men's Royal Rumble. We've seen him RKO Stephanie McMahon. I mean, Stacy Keibler. The list goes on about of women that he's given an RKO to. And I'm pretty sure with all this sick, twisted Bliss moments we've had where he's been puking up this black substance, we don't know what it is. But this is like some voodoo Papa Shango stuff that's been going on between him, and he thought he got rid of the Fiend at Extreme Rules, but that was not the case. I mean, Jesus Christ, I don't know what's going to happen now. I've got a feeling it won't be a full-blown matchup, but as the shenanigans will happen, either the Fiend will return, or she will do some voodoo so that Randy Orton, ends up choking on his own vomit or something. I don't know. But somehow, some way, Alexa Bliss is going to win this one. If I'm going to predict it like it's a normal matchup, I'm going to go with, I think, Alexa Bliss. And, you know, the weirdest thing is, I want Alexa Bliss to win. Again, Randy Orton's my second favourite WWE superstar of all time. But it's like, he's one of the best. But he has done some, I don't know. Could it be one RKO and a punt kick and that's it? Or would it be some voodoo magic and then that's it? And the twisted blade. I don't know. Maybe she'll try, maybe trick Randy Orton and like she has done to everybody else and go, Randy, why am I here? What? And maybe he can have a bit of like some, because he is a human being. He has a wife, so you know, it could be interesting. But we'll just have to wait and see at Fastlane to see if there's some shenanigans that happen in this matchup. But by God, it's gonna be a weird one. Next matchup. And the next match is Drew McIntyre, the former WWE champion, two-time WWE champion, former Intercontinental champion, and Raw Tag Team champion as well. And also NXT champion Drew McIntyre faces former WWE champion, former United States champion, Intercontinental champion, I believe, and also has won the King of the Ring and a Royal Rumble. They both won Royal Rumbles as well and headlined WrestleMania. And Sheamus is a former Money in the Bank winner. And I can tell you this, if there's anything, no doubt, I could see a Money in the Bank going toward in Drew McIntyre's future, just so that he can cash it in and make the proper way and how to treat a Money in the Bank cash holder. So the last several Money in the Bank holders have flopped big time, even in the women's side of things. It's like it doesn't mean anything no more. So if they give it to Drew, then I can see that being a big thing. But moving on to this matchup, this is going to be a no-holds-barred matchup. It's Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus. Oh man, there's going to be brawls, there's going to be claymores, there's going to be brogue kicks, there's going to be a couple of Glasgow kisses, and maybe even the 10 beats of the bell during. Hell, there'll even be maybe a shot at Cloverleaf. And all hell, they could break loose in this matchup. Two best friends going better rivals. It's gonna be huge. Who do I think is gonna win? Drew McIntyre. Who do I want to win? Drew McIntyre. Because we all know that Drew McIntyre is going to be facing Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania. Well, the WWE Championship, and even though there was no build up to that, I don't understand that. If anything, I would like to see maybe a triple threat match for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus versus Bobby Lashley. That would be a great, even better match. Because it may be, we could see Drew McIntyre get a pinfall. Sheamus get a pinfall victory over Drew McIntyre to say, hey, you know, I beat Drew McIntyre at Fastlane, the number one contender, the guy that's going to WrestleMania. I beat him, and what happened? I beat him, and what happens? He gets his title shot. I should be at WrestleMania, not Drew, because I beat him at Fastlane. That's how I think it should happen, realistically. Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus versus Bobby Lashley, WWE Championship. Finally, we got Bobby Lashley as the WWE Champion. He ain't even got a match at Fastlane, which I'm glad he doesn't, because, you know, we already have a championship matchup at Fastlane. I'll get to that in a second, but yeah. Drew McIntyre all the way here. Sorry, Sheamus. but not getting a WWE Championship match anytime soon. Not just yet, anyway. As we go on to the next matchup. And the next match is the Intercontinental Championship match, as the Intercontinental Champion Big E defends his Intercontinental Championship and what is certainly going to be one of the biggest brawls of the night, as he faces Apollo Crews, the Nigerian Warrior. Apollo Crews. And for anyone that, yes, I would say I'm very, very confused with the new accent of Apollo Crews. Half of me thinks it could be his accent, because a lot of people, especially in culture, can be born in a country and slowly get the accent of that country. So in Apollo Crews' case, he has a Nigerian heritage. I'm being serious here, he really does have a Nigerian heritage, but because he was born in the US, he could obviously, even though his mum had that and dad probably had that strong accent, he probably picked it up in like the schools and throughout when he was growing up. So, like, you know, everyone picks up these accents somehow, in some way, whether it's from watching TV shows or being surrounded by other people from that culture. Some people even say that think that I have a bit of an American accent sometimes, but I can assure you I am 100% British. But yes, that's why the accent of Apollo Crews could be a little bit exaggerated, because maybe his actual Nigerian accent has faded a little bit, so he needs to try and get it back in order for this character to work. And the good thing is, unlike Kofi Kingston when he was being Jamaican, he really is Nigerian, so he can, even though the accent is not quite there, and he's turned it up to make it sound better. And this is a better Apollo Crews compared to the old one. I 100% think that this could be the Intercontinental Championship going around the waist of Apollo Crews. I mean, he's a former United States champion, so he has potential. And this could be the new Apollo Crews of becoming the Intercontinental Champion. So who do I think is going to win? Apollo Crews. Who do I want to win? Big E. But, you know, a lot of things, I love the fact that they still have the New Day together, even if they're on separate brands, and Big E's doing his own thing. Kofi and Xavier are doing their own thing as the Raw Tag Team Champions. For WrestleMania, just to lose it to AJ Styles and Omos, but I'll get to that when it comes to the WrestleMania predictions. So this is Fastlane, and Fastlane is going to be the last pay-per-view where Big E will be holding that Intercontinental Championship around his waist, because I think Apollo Crews is going to be the one to take that Intercontinental Championship away from Big E, as I go on to the last matchup of the evening. The next match is the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match. Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax, the champions, who have been having a little bit of, it's going to be hard to judge because they've been fighting, having little disputes here and there, are facing Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair, but they already fought each other! We know the outcome already! Shayna and Baszler managed to put their differences aside to successfully defend their tag team championships against Sasha and Bianca Belair because of Reginald. So what same thing is going to happen? Reginald is going to get involved and they'll retain again. Or Reginald will get involved and they'll lose the titles. But it was most likely they're going to retain. It'll be better if they retain compared to losing, because Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks are facing each other at WrestleMania. So you know, as frustrating as this match is to me, again, like the Mustafa Ali versus Riddle match, it's very frustrating, and I can see the two championship champions are crossing paths in the middle of this picture, and it's quite funny. However, it's just so silly. I mean, come on. It's so silly that to have this matchup again, WWE. You could do better than this. Hell, you could have done that SmackDown Women's Championship match, Nia Jax versus Sasha Banks at Fastlane. Same outcome, just a little bit longer, and maybe have Reginald there. You know, it could have been much better, but nope. The tag team titles. Oh my god! But serious, I don't know how I'm going to predict this matchup, but if I have to go with somebody, I'd say I think it's going to be Nia and Shayna, but I kind of want Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks, because then it'll be champion versus champion in two different ways. And like Kevin Owens said, the last time we saw the tag team champions face each other at WrestleMania for the main title of that division was when John Cena took on with Vader, went one-on-one with Shawn Michaels I think it was for the WWE Championship at the time. So that'll be an interesting story to see, but you know, we'll have to see what happens at Fastlane. And I know I kind of lied and didn't lie about this being the last match, but I can promise you now, this is the next matchup, the main event of WWE Fastlane. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the main event is very, very huge indeed, as Roman Reigns is going to defend his Universal Championship against Daniel Bryan in a one-on-one matchup where Daniel Bryan is going to be 100%. Daniel Bryan claims it should be him going to WrestleMania and not Roman Reigns, because he should be the one going to WrestleMania, not Edge, I should say. And, well, if that was the case, you should have won the Royal Rumble. But you didn't. You got eliminated. And at this point, WWE fans don't even care who wins the Royal Rumble win anymore, because they know that Daniel Bryan's going to be in the Royal Rumble matchup. He's most likely going to lose. So they're not getting their hopes up. And I tell you this, if that Edge Royal Rumble matchup with Edge won at the end, yeah, they'll be booing for a while, but then if Edge won, they probably would have cheered him. So you know, I think that shock win would have been perfect anyway. But anyway, so because Edge won the Royal Rumble, he's going to WrestleMania, and he has selected to face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. However, there might be a bump in the road or a bump in the lane, or should I say, when the Fastlane, of course, when Daniel Bryan has challenged Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship, and because Roman Reigns is the head of the table and he knows he can easily beat Daniel Bryan anyway, he's accepted this matchup. And Daniel Bryan claims that he can make Roman Reigns tap out. He came very close. He caught him off guard at Elimination Chamber. But at the end of the night, it was a winner, as Edge said. And it's true. But it's just the opener opportunist taking one out of Edge's book and taking care of business. But we had on SmackDown Live, on SmackDown Live, we had Jey Uso versus Edge, and the winner of that match would be the Special Enforcer. And of course, the Edge won, but therefore he will be at ringside watching the matchup to make sure no shenanigans happens as the Special Enforcer. Will something go down, and will he cost Roman Reigns the championship? No. Will he cost Daniel Bryan the championship? Probably. Who knows? But I will get focused at the task at hand. Who do I think is going to win? Roman Reigns. Who do I want to win? Daniel Bryan. I doubt it will happen, but we will have to see. As whoever wins this will go on to WrestleMania and face Edge and defend their Universal Championship. And defend their Universal Championship at WrestleMania and face Edge. It will be big. It will be the grandest stage of them all. I don't know which half it will be defended. Probably the second half. I hope it's the second half. Compared to day one, on day two. That's how I would do it, because it's the Royal Rumble winner, for God's sake. Don't throw it away. Because when we had Drew McIntyre beating Brock Lesnar on the second half of the WrestleMania last year, so I think it will be Roman Reigns versus Edge, or Daniel Bryan versus Edge in the main event on the second half, on the second day of WrestleMania. So that is my predictions. I hope you enjoyed it, and tell me I barely get any comments, but anyway, if you are watching this, let me know who you think is gonna win at Fastlane. And until next time, I'm Danrvdtree2000, also known as Dan2x15 on Xbox Live, and this has been my Fastlane's predictions. And I'll see you at the Fastlane reactions and review. Till then, bye bye. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you want to watch the previous video, click on the video on the left. But if you want to watch the playlist, then click on the video on the right. Also, feel free to click subscribe by clicking on the Master Chief icon on the top.